Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Virgo January 13, 2023. There can be the need to rework a home or family matter, but watch for a tendency to worry, fret, and overthink today. It's unlikely to get you to a better position. Instead, focusing on using your current resources to their utmost can benefit you now. Your powers of attraction are strong today, and they're boosted by your ability to rise above petty concerns to see the bigger picture. You may not have all the details of a matter to draw a conclusion, but you can get to a point where you're content to let the details fill in as you go along. Relationships can be strengthened with some magic in the form of openness and willingness to learn from one another. Venus has been ignited, so pour more gasoline on her and let her dance in the flames. You love romance more than almost anything, and this is exactly what is in store for you now. Since she began her several-week venture, you have been especially favored in all matters of the heart. This is one of the best times of the year for singles to reach out to new options and mingle. Find someone who is intelligent, charming, and fills you with excitement. For those committed, be sure to surprise your partner with something fresh. Try not to get overwhelmed. Usually, you try to appease everyone in your personal and professional lives to remain on their good side. But you may find that your best efforts are somewhat thwarted today when Mercury retrograde in Capricorn squares Chiron in Aries. Something might get lost in communication during the square, which could cause tension with your commitments and relationships. Instead of people-pleasing your way through, you should roll with the punches to focus on your top priorities. Since Uranus returned to your financial sector in 2019, the moon has returned to an intuitive and imaginative part of your chart every 4 weeks and into a friendly aspect. This can fuel your financial confidence, instincts and imagination, as well as triggering unexpected, serendipitous or eureka moments. As they come together today, it is for the last time while Uranus is in retrograde motion, unleashing information and insights from the past. You are a compassionate friend who understands what another is feeling almost without words. Whatever you feel another person is burdened with, check with yourself to see if you might be feeling a bit similar. Although you sometimes tend to hide your own feelings, when someone else reflects those feelings to you, you suddenly understand. To get more in touch with your feelings, you may want to start a practice in the martial arts, which value patience and self-awareness as well as physical strength. On a group-oriented day, you may find it hard to indulge in quiet meditation. Not to worry, though, as you will have time enough for this type of activity in the days to come. In your lust to always discover why, you will lead any group you participate in today into many serious discussions that will broaden other people's horizons as well as yours. Continue to delve into this line of thought throughout the day. Taken in isolation, the dwarf planet Eris' direct turn in your relationship sector today is not significant. The warrior princess of the cosmos has been in your relationship sector for the last 9 decades and always spends the last half of each year in retrograde motion, making this an ordinary event. However, 3 weeks after Jupiter's return and with 3 more planets turning direct over the next 11 days, a shift in relationship focus from the past to the future is part of a much bigger shift. It is tomorrow that Mars will turn direct in an adventurous part of your chart, unleashing his passion for adventure. Of the 4 planets that began the year in retrograde motion, the first turns direct today, and while this will have a chain reaction, it is your relationships that will be the first to benefit. It is the dwarf planet Eris' direct turn in your relationship sector that not only shifts the focus off the past and onto the future, just Jupiter is ready to make this a big year for all your relationships. Our eyes in the sky. Mercury retrograde in Capricorn squares off with healing centaur Chiron in Aries this morning. When these 2 cosmic forces collide, we can expect to understand how much we personally need to change and evolve. We might even want to reach out to others and apologize for past mistakes, and others might want to make amends with us in an effort to heal hearts and spirits. If you feel misunderstood by others, don't respond aggressively, but take it easy. Despite your high level of commitment, you may experience some tension, act calmly and put things off until the atmosphere improves and appears less difficult. Exercise is always beneficial for relieving tension and is the best thing you can do now. In your private life, you feel like you're walking through a minefield. One false move and there will be an explosion. This will really put you to the test. Don't let others blame you for everything, sometimes they are at fault too. Remember to be open for other points of view when it comes to solving problems. Reconciling both is a difficult, but not impossible task. Financial commitments can be problematic. The ideas you put forward during discussions aren't effective and others will want to patronize you. You could be confused by this and enter into loss-making investments. Trust your own instincts because you know which investments suit you best. It's always good to listen to advice, but you should always be critical before taking it. If things are problematic, don't be surprised if you get the odd headache or feel tired. It's possible concerns around recent events have left their mark on you. Work on building up your body's resilience and take plenty of exercise, get the sleep you need and try to eat especially healthy foods that are beneficial. Just after midnight, retrograde Mercury squares off with Chiron in Aries, the second of 3 squares the messenger planet will make to the wounded healer asteroid during its retrograde spin. Its first pass, which occurred on December 14th, stimulated communication conflicts born of differences in opinions. Low self-esteem and guilt over misunderstandings played a large part in this cosmic drama. In many ways, everyone involved in the conversation came to the table with old grievances and baggage in tow. While the first alignment stirred up topics in need of closer examination, this second transit helps us re-examine our biases and recognize where we are unfairly judging others, or ourselves. This aspect may be experienced largely on an internal level, as we reflect upon previous dialogues. In fact, we may not have much to add to the discussion today. The important thing is that we allow ourselves to sit with the discomfort. Only through acknowledging the disconnect can we return to the argument with a refined perspective. The final square will occur on January 27th, with Mercury in direct motion. After sunup, the Virgo moon trines Mercury, perpetuating the introspective nature of the day. This is an ideal influence to think up solutions to problems. We have a knack for strategy, but keep the social dynamics of our situation in mind. This is not an emotionless math problem to be solved. We must determine how to gain another's trust by expressing our feelings honestly. Though the Moon-Mercury trine is generally a transit for decision-making, retrograde Mercury inclines us to reflection. Listen to your intuition. You don't need to make any choices yet. Just remain open and receptive to messages from the universe, which may arrive in the words of a friend, a passing encounter, or in daydreams.